Step 56. Add the name attribute with the value personality to the checkbox input element. While you won't notice this in the browser, doing this makes it easier for a server to process your web form, especially when there are multiple checkboxes. Checkbox. Input.
Input element. So this element, I guess we can put name equals. So step 57. Add another checkbox after the one you just added. The ID attribute value should be lazy, and the name attribute value should be the same as the last checkbox. Also, add a label element to the right of the new checkbox with the text lazy. Make sure to associate the label element with the new checkbox using the for attribute. So add another one after.
This does not go beside input. Oh wait, yeah, it does go to the input.
Yeah.
Actually, might be able to just copy and paste this and change a few things around.
ID attribute value should be lazy. So type in a new ID and set it to lazy. Set it to lazy and probably saying personality. Also add a label element to the right of the new checkbox. So the one we just created right here, this is a new one. So
Step 58. Add a final checkbox after the previous one with an ID attribute value of energetic. The name attribute should be the same as the previous checkbox. Also add a label element to the right of the new checkbox with text energetic. Make sure to associate the label element with the new checkbox.
Okay.
This seems like another good case to copy and paste.
Another checkbox. But it's just the checkbox. It's not input ID. Oh no. No, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, it right. Should be the same process as the last time.
Yep. And but we just changed it to from lazy, the third one, to be from lazy to energetic. We're changing that to energetic. Energetic, and type will be the same type checkbox. Name will be equals personality like the others. And a label for that'd be changed to energetic. So step 59. Like radio buttons, form data for selected checkboxes or name dash value attributes pairs. While the value attribute is optional, it is best practice to include it with any checkboxes or radio buttons on the page. Add a value attribute to each checkbox. For convenience, set each checkbox value attribute to the same value as its ID attribute. We're adding value attributes to each checkbox. So all these checkboxes, we're adding a value attribute to.
It's going to be this exact thing that's its ID.
Yeah. No, not all the IDs have checkboxes.
Yeah, just the last three.
Yeah, the last ones we created, yeah. Value equals
spelling energetic. Oh. Mine refuses to spell energetic right. Alright. Step 60.
Step 60.
In order to make a checkbox checked or a radio button selected by default, you need to add the checked attribute to it. There's no need to set a value to the checked attribute. Instead, just add the word checked to the input element. Make sure there is space between it and other attributes.
Okay.
So this is just
So
like required.
Yeah. A checkbox. So the first checkbox will be loving. The ID loving.
Yeah, I'm just slamming it checked wherever.
I think you can do that. Didn't they say you can do that in Alright, step 61. Now you'll add a footer section to the page. After the main element, add a footer element. If I want more practice with my indignation, not indignation, but inditing, then do Python, learn some, type in some Python. Let's see if that works. Yep. It didn't show anything on the footer didn't show yet because we don't have anything in there.
Yeah, just the empty element.
Okay, so now we're going to add some things in there. Step 62.
Right.
We're going to nest the P element, a paragraph element, with the text no copyright -freecodecamp.org within the footer element. Remember, this is just a walkthrough. We're not copying or anything. We're just walking it through.
Oh, copyright.
And I typed it in, and it did work. So, select this challenge. Dang.
Step 63. Make the text FreeCodeCamp.org into a link by enclosing it in an anchor element. The href attribute should be set to the link down below.
So closing an anchor element.
So href goes inside the P, huh?
Ref.
That's what the dealio is.
Equals. And be set to here. This website. Remember to add quotations. Don't make the same mistakes I'm making. No copyright. There we go.
Here. I wrote the whole thing. It's just supposed to be freecodecamp.com. See. No copyright. No, I had put that whole line into a link. The no copyright part's not supposed to be in a link. Alright. Step 64. Notice that everything you've added to the page so far is inside the body element. All page content elements that should be rendered to the page go inside the body element. However, other important information goes inside the head element. Add a head element just above the body element.
Okay. So on line 2, right?
Yeah,
just enter there and go up. Oof. And just say head. Open and closing.
Yep.
Yeah. What am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an empty text. So let's see. Okay. See that? Okay. Cool. Alright. Step 65. The title element determines what browsers show in the title bar or the title for the page. Add a title element within the head element using the text below. Cat photo app. So within the head element we just created, title. Cat photo F. I may have noticed that thing went off the screen there, like everything disappeared when you add title. Just don't freak out. It's gonna come back once you close it. Okay.
Alright, step 66. Notice that the entire contents of the page are nested within an HTML element. All other elements must be descendants of this HTML element. Add the ling attribute with the value en to the opening HTML tag to specify that the language of the page is English.
So it'll be HTML equals lang, or just lang.
Yeah, lang.
And then set that equal to en.
Yeah, en within parentheses.
And donate.
Yes.
Step 67. All pages should begin with the doc type HTML. This special string is known as a declaration and ensures that browser tries to meet industry-wide specifications. Add this declaration as the first line of the code. So, going pushing that down, shifting that, tapping that. And then I think that's it. No, 68.
Step 68. One more thing. You should allow people to use their native language. Tell the browser to encode multiple languages by adding a meta element as a child of the head element. Set its car set attribute to UTF-8. Meta. Sure.